shine illuminates other objects, but the moon of the effulgence of the form of Sri Rupa Goswami shines into the heart and makes the heart also shine back to the spiritual sky. This moon shines not only in the night time, but day and night.
Your absence from my vision is like a dose of strong poison, and I will suffer till the end of my life.
Narottam Das Thakur says, please give me your mercy and the shade of your lotus feet.
Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada Sei Mora
Prabhu
Srimad Bhagavatam Kathas Bhakti Yoga Namaste Hridashtakur ki Radha Parisisvara Mandir Krishna Consciousness ki and I go to
Ibo.
Hare Krishna. So, I've been asked to discuss from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, 10th chapter, 132 to 134 payar. So 132 and 133 text doesn't have any purport, and 134 has a purport. So I just recite 132 and 133 and we'll recite 134 together. आलिंगन करी तारे बलीला वचना तुम्ही पांडु पंच पांडव तुम्हारा नंदना. Embracing Rai Bhavananda. Hare Krishna. Actually, in this chapter, the tree of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like that, how the different branches of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are described, and before describing all the devotees, after naming, after describing all the devotees from Bengal, now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing telling about the devotees from Odisha and other parts. So now he is talking about Rai Bhavananda. Embracing Rai Bhavananda, the Lord declared to him, you formerly appeared as Pandu, and your 5 sons appear as the 5 Pandavas. Ramananda Rai Patanayak Gopinath, Kalanidhi Shulanidhi Nayak Vaninath. The 5 sons of Bhavananda Rai are Ramananda Rai, Patanayak Gopinath, Kalanidhi, Sudhanidhi and Nayak Vaninath. So this you can repeat it after me. Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra. Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra. Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra. Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra. Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra. Ei Panchaputra Tomar Mora Priya Patra. Ramananda Saha Mora Deha Bheda Matra.
Ei
Pancha Putra Toma Mora Priya Patra Ramananda Saha Mura Priya Vedamatra Hey Pancha Putra Toma Mora Priya Patra Ramananda Saha Mura Priya Vedamatra.
Word meanings: A, these, Pancha, five, Putra, sons, Tomara, your, Mora, mine, Priya Patra, very dear, Ramananda Saha, with Sri Ramananda Rai, Mora, mine, Deha Bheda, bodily difference, Matra, only. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shilapad ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Bhavanand Rai, your five sons are like my dear your five sons are all my dear devotees. Ramanand Rai and I are one, although our bodies are different. Smells like Mayavad, but it is not. Jai Shri Radha Parisisvara Mandir. Shri Jagannath But the Gaur Ganodesh Deepika states that Ramananda Rai are formally Arjuna. He is also considered to have been an incarnation of Gopi Lalita, although in the opinion of others, he was an incarnation of Vishakha Devi. He was a most confidential devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, although I am a sannyasi, my mind is sometimes perturbed when I see a woman. But Ramananda Rai is greater than me, for he is always undisturbed, even when he touches a woman. Only Ramananda Rai was endowed with the prerogative to touch a woman in this way. No one should imitate him. Unfortunately, there are rascals who imitate the activities of Ramananda Rai. We need not discuss them further. So, actually it is before the Rath Yatra festival. So Ramananda Rai was in charge of getting ready these Devi Dasi, those who dance for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath. So they were all young girls, and Ramananda Rai was personally, take care of. Said they must, he was so much gone further into his service that he used to personally bathe them properly, dress them, get them ready so that they can dance in front of Lord Jagannath. So externally seeing, if anybody will see, so they will see Ramananda Rai is not at all a devotee. He is somebody with not with a good character. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying something else, that he is such an elevated position. Only he can do so, and we must not discuss these things. We need not to discuss them further. Even further in this purport, it will be mentioned that one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent one of his followers, Pradyumna Mishra, to go and take association of Ramananda Rai. But he said, Ramananda Rai, he is doing such kind of activities. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu corrected him that he is very elevated. You cannot just Vaishnavera Kriyam Mudra Vikena Bujai. That you cannot judge a Vaishnava by his external activities. And we must not imitate also. In Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's final pastime, Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar always engaged in reciting suitable verses from Srimad Bhagavatam and other books to pacify Lord's ecstatic feelings of separation from Krishna. When Lord Chaitanya went to southern India, Sarvam Bhattacharya advised him to meet Ramananda Rai, declaring that there was no devotee as advanced in understanding the conjugal love of Krishna and gopis. While touring South India, Lord Chaitanya met Ramananda Rai by the bank of the Godavari, and in their long discourses, the Lord took the position of a student, and Ramananda Rai instructed him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concluded these discourses by saying, "My dear Ramananda Rai, both you and I are madmen, and therefore we met intimately on an equal level." Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised Ramananda Rai to resign from his government post and come back to Jagannath Puri to live with him. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to see Maharaj Prataprudra because he was a king, Ramananda Rai, by a Vaishnav scheme, arranged a meeting between Lord and the king. This is described in Madhya Lila, chapter 12, verse 41 and 50, from verse 41 to 57. Sri Ramananda Rai was present during the water sports of the Lord after the Rath Yatra festival. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered Sri Ramananda Rai and Sri Sanatana Goswami to be equal in their renunciation. For although Sri Ramananda Rai was a grasta engaged in government service, and Sri Sanatana Goswami was in renounced order of complete detachment from material activities, they were both servants of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who kept Krishna in the center of all their activities. Sri Ramananda Rai was one of the 3.5 personalities with whom Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed the most confidential topics of Krishna consciousness. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised Pradyumna Mishra to learn the science of Krishna from Sri Ramananda Rai. As Subal always assisted Krishna in his dealing with Radharani in Krishna lila, so Ramananda Rai assisted Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his feeling of separation from Krishna. Sri Ramananda Rai was the author of the Jagannath Vallabh Natak. Om Jnana Tamirandasya Jnanam Vinashalakaya Chakshurabhilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishram Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Jatamayam Dalati Swakarantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagradatam Sarvadhanathanikam Tam Sajivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saran Lalita Shri Vishakha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Lila Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gauramni Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura
Bhaktavrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, welcome dear devotees to this morning's Chaitanya Charitamrita class, and before I start anything, I would like to beg your mercy so that whatever I will speak, it is for your pleasure and for my purification. And although these pastimes are very elevated, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. So, and I am like, this mascara, the black Madhali Mataji put near there. What do you call it? Eyeliner? Kajal. So although I am like that kajal, that black mess, but when it is appointed to, applied on the eyes of a beautiful girl or Mataji, so it makes the beauty more enhanced. So I pray that while discussing this by me, I will be able to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees more, although I have no significance. So before we start, Prabhuji, you are coming to ISKCON first time, or you've been to ISKCON before also?
In India, I have been before.
Once.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are discussing a very elevated scripture, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord Krishna took incarnation. Lord Krishna incarnate in Kali Yuga in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are discussing his pastimes. So if you have any questions, you can ask after the class.
Sure.
Okay, so here in the purport also Prabhupada is mentioning, although Ramananda Raya was a Grasta, but he is very elevated. So one thing that came in my mind that why Prabhupada is writing like that. And also in today's world also, we at times we discriminate who is superior, Grastas or Brahmacharis. And this fight is not coming, this is not happening in today's world. It is coming since ages. You might, in Bhagavatam also we can see from Narad Muni versus, what is the name of? Daksha Prajapati. Who is superior, and Daksha Prajapati cursed Narad Muni. And elsewhere also we read, we find this type of a tussle. So my question to you all is, who is superior, Brahmacharis or Grasta? By Brahmacharis I am taking into account Matajis also, those who are living in ashram, in temples.
None of them.
Sorry?
They are equal.
They are equal. At times, I don't know about here in France, but in India, they give this example also that if you see 12 Mahajans, 7 of them are Grastas. So who is superior? Grastas are superior. So, Brahmachari, they give this counter. You are counting 4 Kumaras as 1, but they are 4. So by this calculation, Brahmacharis are 4. Who is more pure devotees? So actually, yes, as Mataji said, actually these ashrams are containers. And what we need to contain in these ashrams, it is bhakti. That is more important. So it is not the ashram which is important. Everybody, as per their own psychophysical nature, as per their own conditioning, has been given or must choose some ashram, whether it is ashram, brahmacharya ashram, vanapras ashram, sannyas ashram. But what is inside matters more. How you preserve bhakti, what you carry in your heart, that is more important. So here we can see, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the purport, he is comparing Sanatana Goswami and Ramananda Rai on the equal level. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered Shri Ramananda Rai and Shri Sanatana Goswami to be equal in their renunciation. For although Shri Ramananda Rai was a Grasta engaged in government service, and Shri Sanatana Goswami was in the renounced order of complete detachment from material activities, they were both servants of Supreme Personality of Godhead who kept Krishna in the center of all their activities. So that is what makes them elevated. They kept Krishna in the center of all their activities. So, externally, if you see that this person is in this order or in this ashram or that ashram, that is only external. The real thing is bhakti is a matter of heart. What is inside, that matters. And it cannot be judged by seeing the externals. Just by seeing, how nice dhoti kurta he is wearing, how nice bead bag this guy is having. Actually, it is inside. So, and also, Srila Prabhupada is also mentioning that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India Yatra and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya advised him, go and must meet Ramananda Rai and discuss Krishna Katha. He is very elevated devotee. So this also shows that a Vaishnava does not depend upon caste, color, creed, religion. Not religion, yes, you can say religion also. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, Aho bato swapacho yat gariyam ya jiva agre vartate nam tubhyam tepas tapastu jiva shashnur arya brahmanuchur nam grenanti yete. My dear Lord, even a person born in a low family of dog eaters is glorious if he always chants the holy name of the Lord. Such a person has already performed all types of austerities, penances and Vedic sacrifices, and has already bathed in all sacred rivers, and has also studied all Vedic literature. Thus, he has become an exalted personality. So, who is really an exalted personality? One who is, having Krishna's name on his tongue, who has Krishna in his heart. And in this person, we can also see that although Ramananda Rai was a Grasta, he was not a Brahmana. He was not born in a Brahmana family, but still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the position of a student. he is asking him questions again and again, that and all the intimate questions of related to Krishna and other gopis. So it doesn't depends upon externals, that it bhakti is a matter of heart. What is inside, that matters alone. And also in this purport we can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning that how much devotees are dear to him. He's mentioning to the father of Ramanand Rai, Rai Bhavananda, that you formally are in 133rd shloka. The 5 sons of Bhavan Rai are Ramanand Rai, Patnayak Gopinath, Kalanidhi, Sudhanidhi and Nayak Vaninath. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Bhavanand Rai, your 5 sons are all my dear devotees. Rai Ramanand and I are one, although our bodies are different. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here, actually in whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, the point is how to associate with devotees. They are very, 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 very important. Actually, if we do not learn how to, like in Bhagavad Gita, we learn what Krishna is saying. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we learn all the case studies, like how devotees behaved in, or how devotees deal with different scenarios. Like we can see how Prahlad Maharaj dealt with if his own father was against his bhakti, still he didn't budge. Like different scenarios were there in Bhagavatam, and also how Krishna behaved. It is there in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one of the points that we can draw from Chaitanya Charitamrita is how one must associate with devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing by his own example how to associate with devotee, each and every devotee. And unless we learn how to associate with devotees, how important devotees are, how if we cannot learn to live among the devotees, we won't be able to live in Golok Vrindavan also. Because again, whom we are going to associate with devotees. And at times, it happens like, devotees do not get along. We'll come to that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is practically showing how to deal with devotees. He was so intimately connected with his devotees that, like we can see the example, he used to take prasadam every day for Haridas Thakur. Every day he used to take Mahaprasad from Jagannath temple and bring it to Haridas Thakur. Actually, it could be vice versa also. A disciple goes to the Guru taking prasadam, but here Guru is going to, every day he is taking prasadam for the disciple. And he embraced Sanatana Goswami, although his whole body was, full with pus coming from his body. So still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, and in the Madhya Lila where it is mentioned, Sanatana Goswami again and again petitioned Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why you always embraced me? My body, this abominable fluid is coming out of my body, it will contaminate you. And but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied that, when I embrace your body, I feels like, I get smeared with chandan. It gives me that kind of coolness. So, the learning that we can draw from this, from the activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here, or from the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, is that we must have good relationship among devotees. We may have our own personal achievements, but people do not remember achievements. They will forget it. You may be very good, very good in giving classes. You may be a very good book distributor. You may be doing very nice kirtan, but people will remember you, how you behave with them, how you deal with them, how you help them in the life. So that is more important, how you associate with devotees. Although these things are also important, it doesn't mean that these things are not important, but associating with devotees is also important, helping them is also important, taking association is very, very important. So at times, we will see, especially, people from Indian subcontinent, you must have faced this thing, that they say that, give me your kripa, give me your ashirwad. So I have something else in my mind also, but one example came in my mind. One time Prabhupada was traveling in train and he was going somewhere. So first Prabhupada was traveling in first class compartment of the train. If you have, I don't know whether you have traveled in train in India. So the first class compartment is there are only 2 seats in a compartment. There are only 2 seats on the both sides. So Prabhupada was there. Devotees book this compartment so that Prabhupada can translate there also, and a few Bengalis. No offense to the Bengalis, but a few Bengalis, they just try to sneak in, and they try to, oh Swamiji, give me your kripa, Swamiji, give me your kripa. At times, if you've been to India, you will also face this kind of a challenge. Even in here also, people try to ask you, give me your kripa, you are this, you are that. So, so Prabhupada, they try to sneak in, and the disciples, Satsuru Maharaj was, trying to hold them out of the gate. But somehow one of them, slipped in, and they asked, Swamiji, give me your kripa. So Swamiji said, what do you want? So he said, I have a bad knee. Give me your kripa so that I can be healthy. So Prabhupada just looked in like. Prabhupada didn't say any word. Prabhupada just looked in a mood of disgust. So he understood that this is not the right thing to ask. So then he said, okay Swamiji, bless my family. Bless my family. So again Prabhupada said, this is not good. So so then he thought like, okay, so something else need to be said. So then he said, okay, so Swamiji, bless me so that there will be peace in the world. So again Prabhupada made this face. So then Prabhupada said, if you really want my mercy, so then Prabhupada showed the finger towards Satsuru Maharaj. Take this saffron. He was a sannyasi. Take this saffron. That's my mercy. So if we need, like at times we say, Prabhuji, give me your mercy, or people approach us, give me your mercy, give me your mercy. Actually, this is not by putting hand on the head of somebody. That's not mercy. So we can take the example of like it is mentioned in the Shastra that different animals, they take care of their offspring by different ways. There are 3 examples given. One example is of the birds, how they take care of their offspring by touching them. But just like hen or birds, what they do, they you can tolerate me for 15 more minutes, and there will be prasadam afterwards.
Sorry, didn't plan this.
Yes, many things happen in life unplanned. So the birds, how they take care of their offspring, their eggs, by touching them. Hen sit on their eggs, and by touching their offspring, what they do, they give nourishment to them. So, and fishes, when they lay eggs, they do not touch their eggs. What they do, they just see. Just by seeing their eggs, they give nourishment to the eggs. And what tortoise do, they lay their eggs on the beach and go back into the sea. And while being in the sea, what they do, they meditate upon their eggs, and by meditating they give nourishment to those eggs. Similarly, a sadhu or a Vaishnava give kripa like that. If they really touch you, like mean it, not just putting their hand on your head. If they really touch you, so by that we'll get advancement in bhakti. Or if they sees us, and if they meditate, if they remember us, if they think of us, and it's better that they think of us in a good way, not cursing us, this Prabhu, he was like this. So we must do everything possible to serve the Vaishnava. Actually, each and every devotee is very, very, very important. In a Vaishnava song, I forgot the first line, Vrindavan Vasi Yat Vaishnavera Gan. And what is the second line from? Vrindavan Vasi Yat Vaishnavera Gan. Prathame Vandana Kare Sabara Charan. So in this Vaishnava song, Devkinanda Thakur, he is saying that Brahmanda Tarite Shakti Dhare Jana Jan. That each and every devotee in this movement has the power to deliver the whole universe. So, can we afford to neglect anyone? Can we afford to do not serve anyone? He is such a powerful person. So, so what we must do, we must try everything to serve Vaishnava. And actually, in another Vaishnava song, it is mentioned that Tomara Hriday Sada Govinda Vishram, Govind Kahena Mora Vaishnava Pran. That who reside in the heart of Vaishnavas, Krishna reside in the heart of Vaishnavas. And what Krishna says, Vaishnavas are my life and soul. They are my pran dhan. So if we please devotees, if we serve devotees, so it will serve, ultimately it will give pleasure to whom? To Shri Radha and Krishna. So how we can give, pleasure to devotees? How we can serve devotees? Make them pizza.
Bring them prasadam when they are distributing books.
Yes, that's one of the nice way to do it. Prasadam must be. That's why actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also showing by example. By there must be good prasadam. So yes, by feeding prasadam to actually yes, it is all you're right, and there are other ways also. Actually, whatever devotees need, he must do to give pleasure. It's not just one thing.
Yeah.
That by doing this we can please devotees, and also that we can do by following the principles of Krishna consciousness nicely ourselves also. By doing Shuddha Bhakti also, we can actually by doing Shuddha Bhakti, by doing our sadhana nicely, eventually we'll develop good qualities, which will help us to please devotees, which will help us to serve devotees, and always be ready to sacrifice for the devotees. I read somewhere that Indian Army has this slogan: first to come and last to leave. That means giving priorities to others. So a Vaishnava also must have this mood that whether I will get or not, but devotees must get everything. A small detail could be like I learned it in India from my seniors, that when we are taking prasadam, always be careful that everybody will get all the items. It's not that I came first, so let me have all the bread, let me have all the sweets. Everybody will get something. So all our activities must be aligned in a way that it gives pleasure to the devotees. So, and what if we cannot get along with somebody? It is human nature that we cannot be friends with everybody else. There could be persons who cannot, definitely while I'm saying these words, so you must be thinking, look who is talking. So you must be having this doubt in your mind. So what to do in that condition? That if you get along with, if I cannot get along with Ekanath Prabhu, why he does like this? So what to do in this situation? Shall we throw him out of the temple, or I'll get out of the temple?
Depends.
It depends. Who is more important? Who is distributing more books? No, actually. Actually, if we cannot have good relationship with a devotee, if we cannot get along with somebody, at least we must not have bad relationship also. Keep a safe distance.
Yeah.
Keep a respectful, safe distance.
Yeah.
So, if you cannot have positive, at least you must not have negative. Keep it at 0. Say Hare Krishna and keep distance among themselves. So that's how we'll please Krishna also. Like in Bhagavatam, in the context of I guess they are, I forgot their names, Prachetas. So when Lord Vishnu appeared in front of them, he specially mentioned that what pleases me, by how much you are cooperating among yourself. By your cooperation, it gives me special pleasure. And Srila Prabhupada also, in one of his final instructions, he mentioned that your love towards me will be shown by how much you cooperate once I am gone. So if this movement has to go on, there must be cooperation among devotees. Actually, it's everywhere. If there is cooperation, if there is love among the devotees, so then only things will flow. Otherwise, we have every reason to be upset, and it is very easy also in Kali Yuga also, isn't it? That it's very easy. It takes a lot of time to build trust, to build good relationship, but it takes a few seconds. It takes a few, wrong sentencing, wrong tone to destroy the whole relationship. So we must value relationship more than anything else, because it gives pleasure to acharyas, it gives pleasure to Guru, and it gives pleasure to Krishna also. And actually it is, the biggest anxiety of a Guru also is to leave behind, how to say in English, नो सीखे हुए इंग्लिश में क्या बोलेंगे? नो सीखे हुए इंग्लिश में क्या बोलेंगे? Untrained disciples, those who cannot get along with each other. Actually, this is the biggest anxiety of a guru. That once he, everybody has to go back to the spiritual world. So once a guru will leave, he wants that his disciple must cooperate, so that the movement will go on, so that the movement will not get divided. And Srila Prabhupada saw it happening in front of him, for Gaudiya Math. It was such a great movement. In early 1900s, they had 64 Gaudiya Maths. They are distributing. They were publishing and distributing so many books. Even in the West, they have few disciples, not many, but few disciples in the West also. 3 of the Maths were outside of India also, like in Myanmar or somewhere, these kind of countries. And everything collapsed in front of Srila Prabhupada because people do not cooperate. People have their ulterior motives. And Srila Prabhupada knew that if this tendency remain among his disciples or among his followers also, so it will lead to collapse of ISKCON also. So to save ISKCON also, or to keep this movement going on, we must learn how to associate, how to tolerate devotees. Actually, there is a very great, I like this quote of Prabhupada very much. Srila Prabhupada says, once greatness has to be estimated by how much he can tolerate in provoking situation. That if you want to know that how great a person is, see how much he can tolerate in provoking situation. So we must learn this quality, how to behave with devotees, how to behave gently with devotees. Even if we have to say no, we must say in a manner that it will not hamper the relationship. I guess I have shared this before also. One of the sannyasi that I know, His Holiness Bhakti Vaishnav Maharaj. He was one of the managers of Vrindavan temple. And if you've been to Vrindavan, it's like, it's a small temple, not like Mayapur. Mayapur also has its own flavor, but Vrindavan is very small and it has so many types of devotees. And especially, Vrindavan, because Krishna was there, this is in their blood. Like, monkeys, they also steal. And locals also has at times this kind of a character to cheat devotees. So at times, because Maharaj was vice president, he was into management, he has to take such decision like firing somebody or taking action against somebody if they they do some mischief. So after taking that decision, what Maharaj used to do, he personally used to go visit the house of that person, pay his obeisances, full obeisances to that person, and beg forgiveness and apologies by saying that although I took that decision, because I took that decision because I was on this position of management, but personally I have no ill feeling about you. I do not have any grudge for you. I didn't take this decision because I have any animosity with you. I took this decision because I was on this position of management. So we need, so especially those of us who are on this position of management, management is necessary evil. You cannot make many friends without, especially in management, you cannot make many friends without making some enemies. But even with your enemies, we must seek forgiveness. We must seek, try to, present our views. Why I took that decision. We must take we must take forgiveness that I didn't take this decision because of any personal reasons. And and we can see this from the example of today's acharyas also. His Holiness Jayapatakama, His Holiness Gopal Goswami. They are very, very, very careful in dealing with Vaishnavas. One time, disciples asked His Holiness Gopal Goswami that what is the secret of your success? That actually Gopal Krishna Maharaj was expanded in India so much. In Delhi itself there is 17 temples. Actually there are around 280 temples or 300 temples in India itself. So they asked His Holiness Gopal Krishna, and Maharaj replied that there are only two reasons. One is strong morning program, and other is avoiding Vaishnava Aparadh. And he was very, very, very careful with dealing with Vaishnavas. That by mistake also they will not get offended. They will not feel disheartened. So the more we'll inculcate this quality in our life, the more we will please today's Acharya, Srila Prabhupada and Krishna also. So this is all from my side. If there are any correction, comments, you may kindly do, or if there are any question, you may kindly ask. Yes, Prabhu.
You're talking about